Alright, so these things corroborate my story. The next clip I'm going to get very angry because, and I allow myself to because I actually have to show my paperwork. Not just these online tests, it all came out negative. I passed with flying colors. Okay? Schizoaffective test, OCD schizoaffective test negative, bipolar test negative, schizophrenia test negative. In the clip after this, I'm about to show you discharge papers, which shows you that, the psychiatrist basically gives the nurse the green light to discharge me. And, I was discharged with nothing, everything not applicable checked. No medications, no doses switching. They knew that I wasn't on anything, and they discharged me with nothing at that point. Okay? So this shows you that I've proven to you not only have I passed online tests, but I've had professionals say that there's nothing wrong with me. So at this point, it is up to me. I mean, it's always up to you, but especially now, I've passed online tests and I have psychiatrists. Matter of fact, I have 2 or 3 psychiatrists in the past who have said there's nothing wrong with me. Back when I was a teenager, one of them, the one at Stanford, said it was purely quote unquote behavioral and not a mental illness. In other words, he believes it has to do with discipline and, being a misbehaving, mischievous little kid and not mental illness. And then I have this discharge paper from Valley Med. But I'm not saying Valley Med treated me fairly. I don't want you to mistake that, not even for a moment. Valley Medical Center never treated me fairly, okay? Only at that one moment did they do what they were supposed to do. But they didn't do it right away. They kept me there and kept me there, until the hold ran out, okay? Then they discharged me. You understand me? There's a difference between being kept, being treated fairly and being there for like a day and a half right before the hold is going to run out, and being released, and them admitting there's nothing wrong with me. And then after the police and all them and the secret societies get in their head, they stopped treating me fairly. And then when all is said and done, so, there was the Stanford guy, there was the doctor in San Jose, I'm not going to say his name, but he said, well, it has to do with you smoking weed, Then there was the Valley Medical Center, one of the psychiatrists there, and then there's these tests here. So I have 3 psychiatrists saying that I don't have a mental illness, basically. Okay? So it doesn't matter if there's 30 that say I do. There is a serious discrepancy here, and it is in my favor. Even if they all said that I did, psychiatry is not a perfect science, and I've proven that I'm being persecuted for my political views. So when all is said and done, for them to try to play me out is basically the worst form of oppression. It is an assault on my health, and they are trying to do it to uphold white social norms. If I was to then, if they come to get me, I'm going to resist with everything I got, period. Because it's established. They watch my videos. They know that I know. They know that you know. So for them to just say, you know what, we're going to forget all that, and we're going to make up a reason to come get you. No, that's not happening, homie. That's not happening. I'm going Black Panther on you bitches in that case. Thank you. Anyone who knows me knows I have bad writing. Here's a copy of a discharge from the psych ward. A lot of you are going to say, well, you always give us proof that there's nothing wrong with you. You want proof, you little sniveling dogs? You want proof? Here, let me cover up the top where it says my name and date of birth and shit like that. Okay, look. Santa Clara County Valley Medical Center. Okay. Discharge to self-teachings referral, blah, blah, blah. Current psychiatric medications not applicable. Other teachings not applicable. Okay, outpatient services, blah, blah, blah. Okay, signed. Say this is a discharge. Okay, emergency, blah, 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 nursing discharge to self. I've been discharged in this thing, okay? The psychiatrist approved no fucking medications. You see anything else checked there, you dumbasses? No. You see anything written down? Change in medication dosage and time? No. They adjust your medication if they're going to discharge you to yourself, okay? You're here. Other teachings, okay? Diagnosis, symptoms, substance abuse, anything. None of it is checked. None of it is filled out. They say, well, then you get good. Well, look at the signature at the bottom, you stupid motherfuckers. Okay? On record, there is nothing fucking wrong with me. Okay? This is proof that at least one psychiatrist, this is paperwork, bitch. Paperwork. Say it with me. Now, I have a right to raise my voice here. because I've been vindicated. So I'm going to give myself this one except before I could even piece together my video. Another guy came, you know, out of nowhere. They haven't used the N-word on me for maybe a couple weeks at least, you know, and they come out, you know, 3 in a row, same day within hours of each other. This is an old video. He does the same thing. He trolls me, pretty much the same thing on a different video. Excuse me, that's the older one. Let me find the other one. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, so I say, accept my challenge then, pussy. He says, accept what? You're just a sad, delusional retard that thinks the world is controlled by spooky aliens. For those of you who watch know that I don't believe in aliens. You go to psych wards, you're fucking crazy, okay? So he's hiding behind white social norms and my unfair detention at psych wards, okay? So I basically call him out. $3,000 if you think you can beat me. I do not believe in aliens, idiot. Thank you for proving my point about racist whites using psychiatry to uphold white social norms. This is what he says. I don't want your fucking money. Pussy-ass excuse to not accept my challenge. Typical of white people. See how they're hiding behind white social norms? What he's doing is a form of hiding behind white social norms. He said, well, it's because I don't want your money. Yeah, it's because you don't. It's because you can't beat me just like every other white martial artist and white person who claims to be a martial artist in this country. But anyway, if you don't like the U.S. social norms, then just leave to your shitty third world country. You see how this guy's basically admitting, yes, it is about social norms. And if you don't like it, leave. You know, you so proudly Western. Nobody wants you here. You're just using taxpayers' money to play Kung Fu Panda in your parents' basement. Actually, I'm not on welfare, you stupid motherfucker. You see how he's just wrong about everything? White people going on about what they're wrong about, hiding behind psychiatry while they're dead wrong. And it usually has to do with their lack of insight, their lack of perception. Because he's not as insightful as I am. You know, he's mad at me, and he wants to use psychiatry and social norms to get his point across. I mean, could I have proven it, you know, and this is before I even finished. I made a video about this. I put it together in the editor. Before I can even release it, he's proven my point beyond any doubt. Thank you. So yes, I was sort of laughing to myself, thinking to myself, keep going, and he did. Okay, I said, so this view you have is why you want to discredit me using psychiatry? Who directed you to my videos? Your mom did last night, you know, completely immature. She was like, my autistic son still playing Kung Fu in his room, make videos, and she showed me your profile. You see how these people, you know, basically harass me using their inability to defeat me at martial arts, their inability to outperform me, to, you know, beat me. So they, you know, they pretend like I'm just playing. You know, how many of you would put $3,000 on the line for something that takes maybe 5-10 minutes to finish, you know, a sparring match? And to be playing around. You see how dead wrong they are? You see how way off they are? And yet they want to use psychiatry to enforce their stupidity. I mean, you know, I'm going to keep making clips as this guy keeps commenting so I can thoroughly explore every step of the way to show you that this so-called white superiority is a pathetic lie, you know. The so-called, you know, that these people know better and that I need to be in a psych ward or something is, you know, proves my point about psychiatry being a fraud, and that there are people gang stalking me in a similar fashion, and together they are not half as smart as I am, no matter how you slice it. If you want to look at it from the typical point of view, I'm the son of 2 doctors. One's a brain surgeon. Everyone in my immediate family has a degree. People in my extended family all have degrees. You know, everyone who's over 18, that is. So it's like, wow, no matter how you slice it, you're inferior white trash, and I am a fucking transcendent, intelligent being. You know, even using your own scale. I have a fucking degree in software engineering. I'm the top martial artist. I put my money where my mouth is, and you're going to try to play me out because all you know is your white trash ignorance hiding behind the quote-unquote experts. The quote-unquote experts who taught you that you're superior in the first place are the same idiots behind Big Pharma and so on and so forth. And you're, you know, they're dead wrong about that, just like they're dead wrong about psychiatry. And you're going to hide behind them? Oh, keep doing it, please. You're proving my point so fucking magnificently. Believe it or not, this is the mainstream white's perspective. And this is upholding white social norms. I'm sure you believe the latter part, but anyway. First 3 words, he's wrong. Okay, let me tell you what happened. Let me break it down for you. I say, tell me exactly why you think I am mentally ill in all seriousness. My last psychiatrist said there was nothing wrong with me. And in another clip on one of these parts, I will show you paperwork to that effect. He says, get a job, nigger. First of all, I have a job. How do you think I put food in my belly? How do you think I afford to buy these cute little items? I'm not on welfare. I have a job. It might not be the fucking, best job in the world, but it's probably make just as much as this dickhead does. But anyway, he says, contribute to society. I think 3,400 videos educating people about psychiatry, philosophy, history, sociology, psychology, secret societies, martial art. I mean, I probably have contributed more than anyone has to society in regards to the most important contributions being those of morality, because if you don't have the morality, you can abuse pretty much anything. You can selectively treat people for illnesses and so on. So therefore, morality and philosophy are some of the most important things, some of the most important contributions when you think about it. So this guy's way off. Anyway, he says, stop thinking the world is out to get you. Stop thinking the world is... When I had 3 different accounts saying nigger within fucking a couple hours of each other, you're going to pretend you're not a gang stalker and that's a coincidence? After fucking weeks and weeks of not being called that, magically 3 of you within a couple hours say that. And you're going to act like nobody's out to get me. And white social... This guy is just trying to... He wants you to believe that there's no such thing as white social norms. We don't speak English in America. Okay, it has nothing to do with sociology. There's nothing to do with social relations. That has nothing to do with white people. English has nothing to do with white people. Telling people to not sag at institutions and private schools has nothing to do with white people. The police targeting blacks, racial profiling, nothing to do with white social norms. They don't exist. According to this guy. According to this guy, there is no such thing as white social norms. No such thing. How are you doing today? Doesn't exist. Christmas doesn't exist. Nothing to do with white social norms. Christmas doesn't exist. Halloween doesn't exist. Easter doesn't exist. No, because there's no such thing as white social norms. Silly me. Silly me. And we can go on and on. I mean, this guy, either he is a complete liar or he's a complete idiot. And yet you people find yourself siding with people like him instead of intellectual people such as myself. It says, then he turns around and says, first he says, and white social norms are a thing. Then he says, if you want to be treated like a normal citizen. The next thing he says is, if you want to be treated like a normal citizen. In a country that speaks English and is 73 to 76% white, he just said, if you want to be treated like a normal citizen. Yet, before that, in the same sentence, because he used a comma, he says, stop pretending like white social norms are a thing, basically. Stop talking like the world's out to get you and white social norms are a thing. Wow. Then he says again, get a job. I mean, he is wrong about everything he said so far. And then he says, stop thinking the spooky Illuminati are out to get you. Wow. I have pictures of Masons on Facebook harassing me for no apparent reason, saying I hate you for no reason. Okay, Masons have gang stalked. Secret societies on record, caught in the act, are out to get me. I mean, wow, could this guy be any more wrong? Then he says, you are the reason black people have a bad reputation. You're violent. Keep in mind, I have no history of violence. I do martial arts demonstrations, which goes back to white social norms, right? Because I'm not a white guy doing it at a white fucking gym the way white people approve of, you call me violent. Because I express it as an African warrior. You want to kill and you aren't productive. Wow. Psychiatry, which you want me to go to, kills 500,000 people annually. You support people who want people to abort their children, to kill fetuses. Okay? You support the military-industrial complex that kills people all the time, covertly and otherwise. So because I want to defend myself against those who want to kill me by killing them first, I am a bad person and I give black people a bad reputation. Wow. Not the hip hop guys on TV who push the New World Order agenda, but I give black people bad. Being the top martial artist in America gives black people a bad reputation. Preaching Christianity, morality, and selfless act after selfless act of posting videos, which I haven't been paid a dime for, and I've been persecuted every minute of every day for, gives black people a bad reputation. And let's not forget, he then reiterates, he repeats, and you aren't productive, and you aren't productive. The reason why I would make this argument in the first place is because I'm a bitch. You know, he may as well be saying that. He may as well be saying that. 3,400 videos to save the world is not productive. Getting a bachelor's in software engineering is not productive. Rising the ranks to become the top martial artist in America is not productive. Working a job, working out, doing research, making videos, and doing martial arts demonstrations every single day has nothing to do with being productive. No, what you are trying to say, mister, is you want me to do things in a way that is conducive to the white power structure. Why don't you have the honesty to just come out and say it? You're a coward. Being a revolutionary is the most productive thing there is. You are a counterproductive, counter-revolutionary dog. I'm doing something good while you are trolling me, and you have the nerve to tell me how I should be spending my time. Wow. Typical mainstream white knowledge, mainstream white behavior upholding white social norms. I rest my case. Thanks for coming out.